All right, where we left off. After going through a soul mine, you managed to find an audience with Baron Telemont, a horned devil of the first layer of hell, Avernus. Conversing with him, you managed to make an arrangement with this devil. He would lead you to the Fort Pyre Fort, where the infernal Duke resides. And in exchange, he is hoping for some uh, reconciliation with his uh, liege lord. If in fact you have the ability to slay a rune lord as you so boastfully challenged, he gave you some direction to follow the trail down the volcano steps and wait at its base for him to arrive. It takes about an hour or so for him to walk or for him to uh, fly down the steps, his great wings spanning out like a bat. And before you is, in fact, the Baron. Are you ready to travel?
I mean, it's kind of too late to, turn back now, isn't it?
Indeed. Where would you go? How would you return to the material plane?
Fair point.
I do hope you brought enough water for the journey. Humans such as yourselves are so easily parched in this infernal furnace.
Right, human.
So, I'll tell you because I made a note about you just have about half a day's worth of water
Right.
remaining, because you did not stock up before entering the gates of hell extra water rations.
Yeah.
So you only had your about so you only have about a half a day's worth left.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, you can go 3 days without water.
It's true.
You can, though you have not seen
Probably
any
don't want
rivers
to.
whatsoever in your journeys in hell so far. So, and Tristan, you're now remembering that glass of water that Baron Telemont offered you, recalling it for a moment and realizing, maybe I should have accepted his offer
Probably.
of a goblet of water.
Probably.
Well, well, there's got to be like a human kiosk or something. They got to have water.
Well, the other thing is like, you really think like, are you expecting me to you can't face a devil and expect there not to be some strings attached to a glass of water. Like, if the motherfucker is willing to make a deal over a golden fiddle, there's strings attached to that glass of water. He had to have learned from that experience.
Maybe so, but you're still kind of your mind traveled to that glass of water offered previously.
I'm gonna reach over to John and whisper in his ear. When we get back to our worlds, I'm going to need the biggest glass of beer ever seen in Galarian. And I'm going to drink it all.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you can have beer if you want. I was gonna make some whole guilty for the group, but yeah, you can have beer.
I would love beer.
So then, you're ready.
Let's proceed.
Unfurling his great bat wings, he flaps them and lifts off into the air about 100 feet vertically, and then begins to glide southward, kind of looking behind him slightly to see if you're following along on your mounts.
Oh, so we're okay. So we're following him. He's not like gonna pick us up or some shit. Okay, cool. I was worried. Okay, let's get on the mounts and let's follow him.
All right. Following him, you ride through a desert burning in ashes, seas of acid and brimstone,
Ugh.
lakes of lava, and volcanoes erupting in every direction as far as the eye can see. The very air that you breathe feels as though it's a furnace drawing out your throat. Every time you go to drink from your water skin, you can almost hear it sizzle on your tongue,
Ugh.
evaporating with every swallow. About a half a day of writing, uh, and you see, actually, both of you roll perception checks.
All right, we'll start out with the metal dice tonight. 36.
38.
All right. Both of you see a particularly dark cloud in the direction that Baron Telemant is flying and you're riding. On the edges of the horizon, a uh, as you draw closer still, you can feel bits of ash and smoke almost fall as though it were snow on a mountain. As it touches your skin, you can feel a slight warming sensation, even greater than the ambient air. Do you do anything?
We
No?
feel like slightly warm, like a shift in like air temperature.
The air remains the same for now, but
Uh-huh.
the ash falling from the sky almost seems to burn your skin upon contact. The feeling sensation gets worse and worse with every hour or so.
I
Um,
cast
A
detect magic.
greater tech magic. So the you do in fact uh recognize it as a magical force, something akin to a an elemental storm nearing nearing the edge, or almost as if you can feel a storm is brewing on the horizon as
mhm.
the ash grows thicker and thicker and hotter as it burns more and more your skin with every passing hour.
Does it by chance have a visual or auditory trait?
It just looks like ash.
Okay. I'm gonna tell that to Tristan.
Okay, so it's just straight up ash.
Seems to be just
Yeah.
ash, but increasingly hot ash.
There's like a fight or something coming up. I got a bad feeling.
Um, I'm going to pull the hood of my cloak up and use whatever clothing I have on me to guard my exposed skin. I mean, my armor pretty much covers up most of my body. So I'll pull my hood up and kind of wrap my face in an improvised schma to kind of protect any exposed skin that may be outward or not covered by armor or padded clothing underneath that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Is it affecting any of my clothing?
yeah.
It's beginning to burn small holes in your clothing, almost as if you're stand too close to a fire and its embers sear through your woolen fabrics.
You know what? Let's see if we can't signal and get a hold of the Baron.
How are you going to do that?
Oh, I have a sounding horn.
Oh, okay, that works.
I'm gonna give that a blow.
All right. Uh, Upon blowing your horn, the Baron kind of flutters around in circles once or twice. Noticing that you have stopped your riding, he flies down and a pillow of ash
Oh shit.
erupts at his feet upon his landing. What is the delay?
We're somewhat adversely affected by all this ash. Is there a safer way we can traverse?
There is not. You have no. I've forgotten you are pure, simply mortals and burn easily. And he kind of looks at the foreboding wall of ash on the horizon. There, a firestorm is brewing. I don't suppose you have the ability to ignore the burning of your flesh.
I mean, I have some fire resistance, but not fire immunity.
Yeah, I mean, I can help out myself, but I don't really want to use 2 spell slots. Are there? I say that out loud. Are there any? Okay, I'm gonna do a perception. I'm looking for any preferably rigid object, preferably 10 foot by 10 foot, at least 5 foot by 5 foot that I could lift and hold over my head. If it's a dome shape and like a blanket or some shit that we could hide under, that'd be great. Anything, yeah, anything that I could just hold over my head.
Uh, Everything around you is just a barren wasteland of ash, smoke, rock, brimstone.
Sorry, remind me of the setting. Are we on a boat right now?
No,
or...
dude, we're on mounts, the lizard
Okay.
mounts.
Okay, and it's just us.
It is
Okay.
you and the
And
Baron,
and the Baron. Okay.
and Lute and Thornton.
Sure.
Okay. I love that they're here. All right. I got nothing. Come back to me. Let me look through my spells.
Okay, you do that.
Oh, 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 oh. I cast House of Imaginary Walls. And I'm just gonna okay, hold on. Let me reread this real quick. It has to be within my reach. This all is the question is if it can move as I move. Like if I'm attaching it to an object that is moving, would it move? Is the question.
I don't think so. It's just a set of walls. No,
Okay.
it's not going to be able to move for you.
Okay, no worries. It doesn't have to. It does not say it needs to be a vertical wall. So theoretically, I could put this above us. It just has to be within reach. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So I'm just going to constantly cast one spell after the other, creating a little passageway that I'm going to cast and create another one as we get to it. Each one of them lasts only 6 seconds. So I'm just going to be constantly casting and casting one after the other as my mount catches up to the next spot.
Isn't that kind of gonna blow all your spell slots?
No, it's a cantrip.
Oh.
So you're creating 10
So
by
my 6 second turn, right, would be action 1, cast one above me. Action 2, tell Steed to go another 10 feet. Action 3, cast another one in front of me. So at any given time, there's 2 up. Like there's always going to be 2 up. So we have a 10 by 20 foot ceiling that moves with us, essentially.
Okay. So
As far as I can tell, he's doing the living epitome of throwing one barrier up, moving, throwing another barrier up, moving, throwing another barrier up.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Each one of them is very short-lived, but should cover us all.
Okay.
the Baron, upon your casting, the Baron kind of chuckles. I do not think that that will protect you from the firestorm. You've never experienced it as a mortal, have you?
Well, no offense, Baron, but you're not exactly offering any solutions here.
There's a place not far from here. Perhaps since you're unable to weather the storm, can take shelter for the time being.
All right. How long do these storms they typically last?
Depends. They can last a day, a year, or a millennia.
Well, I'm not about that millennia shit. We better find a way through it.
I guess we'll
Kind
have
of.
to see.
He looks up at the storm and kind of contemplates for a moment. This storm seems to be relatively weak and typical. We should be fine after a day or so.
All right. I suppose we'll have to take shelter then.
I always forget about your mortal lungs so easily burned.
Did I hear just enough time for a side quest?
Oh my god.
Let's go.
Why do I see a blue exclamation point over the Baron's head right now?
Get this shit out of here.
While the gold one is off in the distance.
He takes off again, changing direction, leading you not northward, but instead eastward towards a rather craggly, broken series of hills. And let's see. All right, so it takes a few hours more to ride to the craggly stretch of mountain, kind of volcanic mountain cliffside. And in that time, the storm continues to increase in intensity. Before merely ash fell from the sky, now bits of embers and almost craggly rocks erupt and hit you all over your body. Each of you take 13 points of fire damage.
Even with my wall above us?
Even with your wall.
Damn.
What did you say? 13 points of fire
13
damage?
points of fire damage.
How many?
13. 1-3.
It's more like 6, actually.
Oh, you got the fire resistance armor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, but I will take my licking.
Finally making to a crack in the wall, the Baron lands, spreading a wall of ash against you and your mounts. He looks at you. We can make shelter here until the storm passes.
Wait.
Follow. What is it?
I can ask my question later. You go ahead.
He takes the lead in going through the cavern. A kind of a narrow passage that opens into a larger cavern. This is where we oh there it is. This was once an ore mine for Sistarnine, long abandoned. It's a most precious metal that can be wielded into fine arms and armor. It's been long abandoned, but it should suffice as shelter for you mortals.
So you could theoretically walk around in the firestorm and be just fine.
Indeed. Fire hurts me not, as does lava and the brimstone.
Holy water?
Kind of gives you an kind of a eerie look. Doesn't but doesn't respond.
At that comment, I'm gonna be like, "Oh, bros, this dude is so good. This dude's like is like lawful good, practically. Yeah, yeah, dude, so good."
I'll bear in that in mind.
Did you just use your name as a pun? Yes.
Tristan groans audibly.
Oh, and you're chaotic evil.
I
That's a
couldn't help it.
chaotic evil phrase if I've ever heard one. High five.
Couldn't resist. Sorry.
Just duke me in.
Uh, opening into the cavern, the Baron Telemat stops and kind of raises his hand in a fist, saying, almost kind of like, hold. Kind of steps forward and takes one knee and examines kind of a pool of greenish slime.
Ew.
Taking a bit in his fingers, he sniffs it, flicks the remainder slime to the ground. Olmax. Damn.
Beg pardon?
It's a devilish creature that I don't have much liking of. Creature that is a spoiled soul. One that is a gelatinous glob that typically takes the form of humankind.
Oh.
I had hoped that we might avoid them. And he looks back at the entryway. But I'm afraid we'll have to weather the storm here.
All right.
Kind of stepping forward. He steps forward another pace or two. Look lively. These creatures are irritatingly, and they're an irritant and rather annoying to kill. Don't suppose you have any magical incendiary devices at your wake?
I'm just gonna strum a tune back. When you sound as good as this, you don't need any incendiary.
Tristan's gonna draw his sword and just enough to show the holy rune and say no, but will this work?
If he doesn't steal your sword in the fight, perhaps then yes.
I mean,
He stepped.
I have something I can use, but I can only pull that out if everybody gets really cool with a lot of stuff real quickly.
I mean, I'm pretty down for murder and shit. So...
Oh no, it's legit the fact that Tristan's blood is literally holy water.
Oh.
So...
Well, for the good of the team, I am willing to use your blood. I'm willing to take that sacrifice.
Okay, take it easy there, Foxy.
Just saying, you want me to take some blood? I can take some blood.
Yeah, how are we gonna do that without tipping off big red and horny over there?
Oh, sorry. I was distracted by the concept of taking. Anyways, yes. Ow.
Well, if we're to stay here, we should ensure that these things are dealt with properly. Otherwise, they're like to, well, let's just say mortals and them won't be sleeping together very soundly.
So basically, we just gotta kill all these things, yeah?
I mean, I was gonna say, can you just make it appear like there was a cave-in with your illusion magic?
Yeah.
Would that work?
I mean, my thought was just lure them all in with some hypnotic songs and shit, and then hit them all with my cone of attacking thing. As long as they're all condensed, I could hit them all at once for some damage.
Are they? Would they be? What is it? Vulnerable to the firestorm?
I I don't know, Baron. You said fire, right? You said use fire against them.
Well, my mind went to fire as it often does, but any sort of range attack would do. These things, they have a habit of stealing blades and weaponry of the melee sorts, being gelatinous blobs as they are.
Fair enough.
Okay, well, okay. Tell me this: if I were to just enthrall them and gather them all together and get them roughly in the shape of a cone, and then dealt, I think it's this one. Yeah. 18d6 damage. Do you think that'd do it?
Perhaps.
I say we do that.
I mean, I also have I have a composite line. Yeah, okay. I mean, we could certainly try it. I've got a pretty good.
Tell you what, I'll get them all next to me. Am highly confident in my ability to escape if necessary. You put yourself wherever you want to be.
Fuck off far away from you.
Yeah.
Very well, Bards. Lead the way.
I will unsling my bow, which God, I don't think I've used my longbow in God knows how long. And I will knock an arrow.
You guys see that on roll 20?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh wait, this badass motherfucker is the one we were talking to the whole time?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Last session was a blur. All right. Cool. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and start singing my song as I do. I'm gonna sing the most enthralling song about hell and the Sandpoint Six and all that. It's great. It y'all wish you could hear it. So I'm just gonna start singing it loud and proud.
All right. What's the range on that?
I'm not using the spell yet. So it would just be I'm singing it loud and proud, so as loud as my sound goes.
What was the name of that spell?
I'm not using a spell right now. Right now, I'm banking only on fascinating performance. So when I perform, compare your result, my performance result to their will DC of one observer, which is all observers because I'm legendary, and then I fascinate them.
All right.
If I succeed, they are fascinated one for 1 round. And then if that fails, I'll move on to the spell.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your performance check.
Oh, can be. Oh, yeah. Oh, you ready for some dirty rolling shit? Oh, no, it doesn't matter. Yep. Okay, that is 55.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right. Upon playing your lute and the song echoing through the chambers, you finish a strum of the strings, and you can now hear at the distance a sound coming closer and closer, the sound getting louder and louder. until you see before you a gelatinous blob, green and rotten. What appears to be bone fragments jetting out from its sternum, and a head with two horns erupting from its temples. Skulls line what would be its feet, but rather a skirt of nasally mucus, leaving a trail with every step. Grows closer and closer to John.
Sweet. I forgot to mention that if that was a critical based on the +10 thing, it gains the incapacitate trait, and um, oh, if they're in combat, it still works.
You haven't entered combat yet.
Right. Yeah. That's just if it's a crit. That's the stuff that happens.
Right now,
I'm
it's
gonna
just
I'm gonna keep singing loud and proud. I'm just gonna let him come up to me. I know he's fascinated by me. He ain't gonna harm me, likely. Well, actually, you know what? I would like to work into this performance, a impressive performance, which is another skill feat, which allows me to make an impression using a performance. So I think your performances inspire admiration, and when you fans, you can make an impression using performance instead of diplomacy. So that's all the detail gives. I don't know if that's an extra action or whatever. I can roll again.
Say that one more time.
It reads, your performances inspire admiration and win you fans. You can make an impression using performance instead of diplomacy. So essentially, I would like to use that to make an impression to make them like me better, as long as it doesn't interrupt the impressive performance that I'm also doing. And I can roll again. And have to roll again, just as long as it doesn't interrupt the impressive performance, because I want to keep them fascinated.
It would.
What? No.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll for it.
Cool. Oh, and that's one above what I say last time, 56.
All right. It seems pretty fascinated with you, actually.
And I forget the rules on a rhythmic impression. I don't know if...
It goes up an extra step.
Okay, cool. Sweet. So I'm just gonna keep singing. It hasn't attacked me, so I'm gonna keep singing, see if any others come out.
All right, it's about 5 feet from you now. It seems to be the only one at the moment.
Cool. Does it seem aggressive to me specifically? Is it like, what's its behavior?
It seems pretty neutral. It's just getting closer to you with every step making a sound.
Cool. In that case, I'm just gonna keep singing and like sidestep around it while singing and start gather some more followers.
All right. Wall, I'm gonna move you back here. So as you sidestep sidestep around it, it kind of moves into your area. And oh, not this one. And I want you to make a oh crap, where is it? Okay, make a what is your reflex DC?
That'll just be 24.
That'd be your reflex plus 10.
Oh, then 34.
34. Come on. All right. As you sidestep around it, it begins to morph itself around you, beginning at your feet and moving upward. By the time it makes it to your or your knees, you can almost feel, you can hear a sizzling sensation, and you can smell the burning of your leather boots as it as the gelatinous slime reaches over your boots. You feel a burning sensation on your thighs as the slime eats into your flesh, as does an acid. Take a da, 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 da. Take 33 points of damage.
Damn.
Jesus.
And we're gonna hop into combat.
You should have just let me snipe it, dude.
No, we could have been friends. We still
Nope.
could.
No, you couldn't. No, you
I
couldn't.
still, I got hot. There's no way I failed that negative impression. If it was hostile, now it's just mad at me, which I can work with.
Well, frankly, at this point, all we can hope is that Baron so and so also hates this thing enough to fucking help us kill it. 43 for initiative. 46 for initiative, or 45 for initiative, actually.
Okay. And John, what you got?
I got. Math is so hard. 41.
Damn.
All right. And then Thornton, he got a 30. Loot.
Nice.
Oh no. Loot got the 30.
Thornton got 26.
Nope. Thornton got 18.
Shit.
I don't know. It's not my turn, so I don't think I actually can. But if I can, I would like to loudly use the most obvious body language to say, I got this.
Yeah, you can do that as a free action.
Okay. Or I'll just say it. Hey, Tristan, don't kill it yet. I got it. It's okay. I want to try something.
Hold on a second.
Oh.
Something screwy here. Hold on. Bear with me for a minute.
You're good.
Something got screwed up. There we go. Much better. All righty. All right, we're going to go ahead and start with Tristan. You're up.
I'm gonna shoot the shit out of this thing.
Bastard.
Yeah, fuck off.
So-
You tried your way. It wasn't working.
So
You had-
at this point, John is about like half engorged by this creature. So hitting him risks hitting John.
Don't do it. I'm just looking at you like, don't you do it. Don't you shoot me, motherfucker.
You were actively being eaten.
And I told you I can get out of any situation.
You are not getting out of this situation right now.
I promise you I can.
Oh, I forgot
Yes,
to put the Onyx thing. Sorry.
Yeah, we're not really having this conversation, I guess. But
Okay, yeah,
Against
John's still
my-
up first.
Against my better judgment, and partially because I also want to see Garrett kind of crash and burn a little bit.
oh yeah, I'm gonna.
I will delay my turn. I'm
Okay.
giving you 1 round, motherfucker. And then I'm blowing this thing to smithereens.
John, you're up.
Wonderful. Hold on, I'm just double checking that I can use this spell.
We're so gonna get killed.
Okay, money. Let me just double check that I haven't used it already. Doesn't look like I have. Okay. Dope. I would first like to cast Charm on this creature.
Okay.
So
do so with disadvantage, because now you're having to struggle to kind of play your lyre, now being engorged by this gelatinous slime.
all right. Oh, I didn't read. So it's against saving throw will. Targets one creature. I really don't understand when I use my spell DC and when I use my spell attack, but it is a charm spell and saving throw is will.
Spell attack.
Okay.
So if I'm
okay, it went to matter. It's already set by the way.
So if I'm rolling a will save, oh wait, sorry. If I'm rolling a will save against your, that would be a spell DC. So what is your spell DC?
See, but everything has a saving throw, like every single one of my spells. So when does my spell attack? I guess that's just okay. Maybe it's
because,
not one. Maybe it's
because I'm the one actively trying to resist it with a spell, with a will check against a DC. So your DC be against your spell DC.
Okay.
Which is?
I'll just keep asking every time. 37. By the way, I just don't understand because like I think they all have will saves. I don't think I have any spells that don't have a will save or some kind of save.
And that's pretty typical with when you're trying to influence other characters. So if you have like fireball, for example, right? If you have like a missile or something, like a magic missile or something like that, that's when you have a spell attack, because it's kind of like you're shooting an arrow or something. But when you're trying to influence another creature, trying to get into their head, that's going to be against their will save, which is would be against your spell DC.
Okay, what I'm saying, because like it doesn't say that anywhere in the thing. It just I think the difference is that sometimes it'll say basic whatever, and sometimes it'll say just will. Like sometimes it'll be like basic will, and sometimes it'll just be will. But like Spirit Song, which is definitely an attack, says basic fortitude. So am I interpreting this correctly that it says basic fortitude or whatever? Then it's my attack versus their basic.
Right.
Okay.
So if I had like a fort of 20, for example, my basic fort would be 30. It's plus 10.
Okay.
Makes
I might
sense?
have to go through all my spells and double check that because I doubt that I got that right. Anyways, continue.
So what's your spell DC?
37.
Ooh, unsuccessful.
Okay, what happens if it's unsuccessful? Success. Okay, nothing happens. All right. I'm just gonna look at it in the eyes and be like, hey, I thought we were really friends. Could you please get off me? My friends think that you're trying to hurt me. I know that's not the case. I know that you're just trying to be friends and you're all fascinated and whatnot, but I need you to get off because it hurts.
Okay.
And to do this, I'm gonna go ahead. Oh man, that thing looks way worse than I thought. I'm gonna go ahead and use. No, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna say it out loud. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to diplomacy it to calm the fuck down.
Okay. Go Go and roll the diplomacy check.
Considering I made a badass impression of this dude. Oh, yes. Would you consider this humanoid?
Yeah, I guess so.
Hell yeah.
Well, is it actually, hold on. Is it technically humanoid?
Hold
Yeah,
on.
I guess it's humanoid.
Okay, humanoid is not exactly. Let me look at the specific definition that it says. Sorry. My character's so fucking complicated. So is it a non-human ancestry? The words are blah 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 about people of a human ethnicity, a non-human ethnicity, or some other type of creature. So would this be a non-human ethnicity ancestry?
Technically, it would be a human ancestry.
This would be a human ancestry?
Technically, yeah.
Okay, then it does not work. Okay. Man, so complicated. Okay, 26 plus 19. 20. Ugh. Make a calculator. 35. 45.
It kind of hesitates for a moment, but then kind of continues slopping you up in its gelatinous embrace.
Shoot it! Shoot it now! Shoot it! Shoot it in the face!
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that brings us to
Bet
the
you wish you were
Amox.
fucking listening to me now, didn't you? Don't you? Stupid.
All right, so John, I'm gonna have you roll a fort save for me.
38. 39.
39. Okay, that's pretty good. It fails. It's gonna attempt again. Oh, so it's trying to fully engulf you right now. It's got you about half engulfed right now from about waist down. It's trying to fully engulf you right now. So it failed the first one. It's gonna attempt again. Roll another fort save.
Whatever. 38.
All right. All right, seeing that it is unable to fully engulf you, it is just going to attack with its sludge that just kind of rips down your throat and kind of begins to burn your esophagus. And
Shoot it, please. I gargle.
what's your DC? What's your AC?
34.
Okay, I thought so. Okay, so take 27 points of damage. Whoop. And that will be it for its turn. Baron Telmont is up.
Oh, the Baron is going to help out. That's awesome.
Well, help is such a loaded word.
Hell
yeah, his based on his perception, his help's gonna be minuscule.
Probably.
You can hear the Baron chant demonic phrase, and the very room around you begins to quake and tremble. And you hear from a distance kind of a crack, and lightning comes into the room. And let's see, this guy's got to do. So, John, roll a. Oh, you're grappled. Yeah, that's not gonna. That's too bad. Let's see if this guy goes. Reflex save. Oh, wait. So he crit failed. Does that mean you crit fail too? Because you're grappled. Oh no, this is not good. Okay, hold on. How much damage does this actually do? Oh no. How much HP do you have?
As of right now, 79.
Oh crap. Crap. Okay. The bolt of lightning erupts into the room and hits the Omax, but then it also hits John because you're grappled by the Omax.
Yeah. Okay. I have a lot of react spells that can get me out of this.
You should probably use one.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you got one, I'd use it right now. Let me put it that way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, dude, this is gonna be fun. Let me just double check that I'm allowed to do this.
Because I just rolled it, and it's,
All right,
it's
I'm
not
gonna
good for
I'm
you.
gonna swap my position with that of the Baron, so he and I are switching places.
Ooh.
I don't. Right? Like, would that work? Can you attack yourself? I don't know.
Actually, I don't know.
Because I can read the thing. It
yeah,
just says
read it out for me.
When attacked, you attempt to quickly swap your own position with that of another creature. A creature that is unwilling to swap places must attempt a will save. Yeah, and then that's about it.
Okay, so I'll have the Baron roll a will save. If he succeeds it, then you're not swapped. If he fails it, then yeah, you can swap it. That sounds fair. What's your spell DC?
37.
37. All right, he is successful in and the lightning strikes, dealing 108 points of damage to you and to the Omax.
Well, I'm dying. You said 108.
108. Oh, that's not good. Wait, I think that was only a 1. Okay. That will bring us to Loot, who is just going to. Oh, what is Loot gonna do? Oh man. Luth is like panicking. He doesn't know what to do. He just screams out, I want to help, but I don't want to kill John. What do I do? Oh
no. Kill the stupid demon.
Thornton goes, all right, Thornton's just gonna like make a beeline at John and attempt to rip John out from the gelatinous blob.
What a homie. He deserves a raise.
Let's see, so he's gonna let's see, so I'm gonna have him roll like athletics. Man, it'll be a miracle if this works. Okay. Holy shit! It worked.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no. Thornton runs up to John, grabs John by the scuff of his neck, and then just rips him out and throws him. No, he doesn't throw him. Yeah, he lifts him out from the gelatinous blob and throws him against the wall.
Hell yeah.
What a, yeah, what a homie.
All right, Tristan, you're up.
I'm going to pepper this or pincushion this thing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hit it with my longbow.
Okay, so since the Baron is in your way, you're gonna take I think it's disadvantage on the
That's
attack.
Fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's 34.
Hits.
Cool.
Oh wait, that's a crit. Oh wait, I forgot. These guys are immune to crits.
Oh, okay. That sucks.
All crits or combat crits?
It says critical hits.
Damn.
Actually, that means
My
that
character's
didn't
just
take
built
full-
around assuming that I can crit perform.
I forgot. Yeah, no, I forgot that these guys were immune to crits. So that actually means they didn't take the full force of the Baron's attack.
Oh.
Damn. Okay, I have to adjust for that. 40. Yeah.
20.
Okay. But it still hits.
It's fine. That's 20 plus another 10 is 30 plus now the question is, them being immune to hits, would they still be suspect to the effects my bow would have if I did land a crit?
Such as?
When I crit, they have to succeed a DC 24 fortitude save,
Or else what happens?
or be deafened.
Well, it says it has an immunity of critical hits, so yeah, I think that's going to be immune to the effects of a critical hit as well.
That's fine. Okay, so that's 30, and then I need 2d6. Okay, so that's 30 points of piercing damage, plus 3 points of sonic damage, plus 5 points of electricity damage. So that's the total of 38 for that first hit.
All right. You see the arrow go right into the gelatinous slime. It is slowed slightly by the blob, but it seems to be oozing a gooey green liquid now.
We're gonna shoot it again. Shit. Oh, wait, no. Wrong dice. I gotta roll to hit first. Ooh! Oh, wait, yeah, that's right. It doesn't crit. It's annoying. Marshall, why you had to do this?
Oh no! Is the big party? Is the big party hurting because you can't get the big wits? Oh no! So sad for you.
I mean, just a little bit. But that's still 40 to hit, so fuck you.
Hits. It's too bad because the AC on these guys are not great. So these would be crits, but all day long. It's too bad.
That's 22. 32. 2 points of sonic damage and 1 point of electricity damage, so 33 points of damage in total.
33. Okay.
Yeah, 33. And I guess nothing's happening because all my after effects aren't critting.
All right. I think you have one. You have 2 actions left because you have that feat.
Yeah, but I started taking penalties now. Is this thing still standing?
Oh yeah.
Fucking A.
Every time you hit it, you can kind of see like a little bit of a ripple as though you're shooting into water.
Uh-huh.
And while you imagine it should be taking more damage than you expect that it should be falling over any time now, it seems to be holding fast.
34 to hit.
Hits.
12, 15, 35, 36 points of damage.
Hit. All right. It's still holding fast.
Fucking A.
It only seems. It seems like it's beginning to feel the damage. It's beginning to feel the damage.
I shoot wide or whatever the fuck because that was a crit fail. That was a straight nat 1.
Ooh. You're gonna, since you're shooting through Baron Telemont, you're gonna hit Baron.
Oh, sorry, dude.
Roll damage for that.
All right. 17, 27. Ooh. Yeah, that's 27. 28, 29. 27 plus 8 is 35 points of damage.
All right. As the arrow pierces Baron Talamont's back, you hear a groan, and he throws you a rather irritating glance.
All right.
All right, John, you are up. Roll a flat fort save.
What does a flat fort save mean?
So it is just a D20 because you are actively dying.
9.
Ooh, okay. You are dying level 1.
Cool.
If you hit dying level 4, you die.
Sweet. On to character number 4.
Yep. Okay, the Alamax is gonna come up next, and let's see, how fast are these guys? These guys are. I don't think these guys are all that fast. Oh, these guys are pretty fast. Okay. He's gonna come up to the Baron and attempt to grapple the Baron. Let's see. So the Baron gets a reflex save against athletics check. All right, so it seems that the attempt to grapple the Baron is completely unsuccessful. So it's just going to go and attack the Baron. Crap. Okay. It's going to go after him twice. And... ugh. Come on. Crap. Oh, my system just failed. Bear with me a minute. There we go. Baron is 3. All right, first one is successful, and the Baron takes 34 points of damage. Still seems pretty, looking pretty good. The Baron does. And that will bring us to the Baron himself, which is just going to hit him with another lightning strike.
I mean, at least, you know, they pulled fucking John out of the slime
Yeah.
this time.
All right, that will do 52 points of damage. And he's going to follow that up with a fireball. And this guy gets a reflex save. 52. Unsuccessful. All right, so the gelatinous slime takes another 52 points of damage. So the Baron dealt a little over 100 points of that. All right, so Loot is up. Now that he's kind of regained his senses and feels like he can do something, he is going to kind of run around the Baron and make a beeline for John. And
is Luke gonna clutch up?
I hope so.
All right, so John, as you kind of feel the twilight of death erupt around you, you can hear a familiar voice beginning to sing you a lullaby, asking you to come on back from the darkness and back to the light.
Aww.
Aww.
Lute singing you a song, a lullaby that he sung, the very same that brought you back from the edge of the darkness when you passed through the gate of hell itself, is luring you back to the light.
I'm loving the story arc that Luke has.
And you awaken, Lute singing you the same lullaby. And you are now wounded 1 and back in the fight.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Luke, I'm gonna make it up to you in such a special private way later. You won't even know.
Heck yeah!
Ew.
Sounds like a party.
Ew. Gross.
No one's getting a party without the loot.
Okay. This
Oh
is
yeah, I'm talking a full illusory scene just for you.
Oh heck yeah!
Included.
Oh, we're going to hell.
We're already there, Tristan.
Fair
There's
point.
nothing to worry.
Fair point. Fair point. You make a fair point.
And you're already in hell. What's the worst that can happen? So that will eat up his entire turn doing that. Which brings us to Thornton, who now seeing that Lute has successfully brought you back, he's going back into the fight.
Yeah, Thornton's doing Shad shit again. I love it.
All right. He, wielding his great sword, slashes at the beast. And does, in fact, hit the creature, dealing only 26 points of damage. And
That's okay.
Athletics.
Oh, we all have performance issues sometimes.
is also like a lot less powerful than you guys.
That's also true.
Against his fort.
I just want him to feel validated.
However, it seems that the creature just sucks up Lieutenant Thornton's sword, and the sword is now a part of the gelatinous slime creature.
Fuck, I forgot about that.
Thornton, his hands empty, kind of looks at the creature and says, Don't worry. I was burning a backup. And he brings out his great war hammer and hits it again.
God damn it.
Oh wait, no, he's out of actions.
Right.
But he claims out, don't worry, I got my war hammer with me. Tristan, you're up.
I'm gonna shoot this thing again. I'm gonna fucking kill it. It's the last fucking thing I do. Oh, now I get a 19. Where was that last roll?
19?
Well, no, that's a 19 on a roll plus
Oh, yeah.
4, which is 43.
That'll hit.
Yeah. Okay. 24. Wait, 20. That's 20. Yeah, that's 24. 31 points of damage total.
All right, it is looking pretty hurt now. A couple more good hits like that might just do it.
Good. Fuck this thing. Oh, wait. Hang on. Okay. 41.
Hits.
Excuse me. Plus 32.
Hits.
Oh, no. It was a 41 to hit, 32 points of damage.
Oh, gotcha. I think you have one. You have two more, I think.
36.
Hits.
Sorry, we're on the wrong damage dice for a second. 15 is 10 is 25. 29 points of damage.
29. Oh man, it's looking on the brink.
Fine. 33.
Hits.
Oh, thank God. Ooh, oh, I love this. 18, 28. Plus 10 is 38, 39, 40, 45 points of damage.
That will be enough. With that final arrow, you manage to hit it square in the center of its brain, and it seems that, along with all the other attacks of your compatriots, has fallen the foul gelatinous beast.
Tristan, as he releases that last arrow, goes, "Fuck
I like to think he heard it.
you, Anthar." Just under his breath, just "fuck you, Anthar."
Yeah. I hope in Elvish.
Oh yeah, totally in Elvish.
Yeah.
All right, and John, you're back up to 1 HP, by the way.
Well, I mean, that didn't work quite as well as I expected, but I mean, as if we give it another go, I'm pretty sure I can make this work.
John,
Yes.
the next time we encounter an enemy and I say, I'm going to shoot it in the face, I'm going to shoot it in the face.
Yeah, but then I won't be able to do my fun things.
Yeah, but then you won't almost die.
But then I won't be able to manipulate them into battle. Remember that one giant that one time? That was so fun.
Yeah, were you being literally dissolved into acid that one time?
Well, this time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm alive. Thank you, Loot. Loot, I'm holding true to that. You are getting some special time later. And you, I forgot his name, but other dude.
Happy to help.
What's the
Baron.
other dude's name?
The Baron,
No, the other dude.
Thornton.
Oh, Thornton.
Thornton. You, Thornton. You came in clutch. I was kind of in and out of it, but I'm pretty sure you're the one that saved me. So here, buy your kids some shoes or something. I'm gonna give him a copper piece.
So as you're offering him the copper piece, he puts one foot down onto the slime and tries to retrieves his sword, kind of wiping off some of the slime, and he says, "Well, thank you, Captain. That'll be a fine thing."
yeah, everyone should get shoes. I mean, not enough money there for all your kids to have shoes, but one of them. Yeah.
And he kind of looks at Tristan and kind of gives him is he for real?
He just came back from the brink of death. His head's a little.
Oh no, I'm right here. Now let's go kill some stuff. Loot, can you by chance sing some health into my bones?
Tristan's going to pull a health potion out of his pouch, uncork the thing, grab John by the face, and just ram it where his mouth is supposed to be.
I'm gonna drink that so fast. A health potion that I didn't have to pay for. Yes, please.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so take 68 plus 2 healing.
Nice.
Yeah, that's where half of my fucking money went.
You're the best.
Try not to die next time.
All right, well, any in the party got any free heals before I start using my expensive shit? All right, I'll use my expensive shit.
Wait, did you take the healing I gave you?
I did, but I'm gonna heal up some more.
Oh, okay.
Fuck, what do I got? I got. Yeah, I'll take a moderate. Which one is D8? This one. 1, 2, and there's an 8. 10, 20. And I'll do that one more time, I guess. Uh, 3D8. Yeah, I think that'll be enough. Cool. Well, if y'all are fine, I'm just gonna go with Plan A. I mean, that seemed to work up until the ending there. So I'm just gonna start moving along, singing some songs about coming hither and how it's all warm by the campfire and like some like cozy shit.
Baron, was that likely the only creature that we were going to encounter of that sort, or should we expect more of them?
The Ormax is often a solitary creature, but they do come to places like this in groups on occasion. Till we survey the entire area, we should have our wits about us.
Noted. Here, Womax, 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 Womax. Here, Womax, 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 Womax. I'm saying in the most soothing song ever.
Tristan knocks another arrow.
Cool. So I'll lead the way. Marshall, tell me when to stop.
All right, the Baron and Thornton and Loot kind of follow behind. Tristan, looks like you're just hanging by the entrance, but that's
no,
okay.
I just haven't moved my thing yet.
Well, there's this thing that says die man omens. All right, no omens here. All right, not allowed.
Hold on. You really can't read, can you?
Tell me that doesn't say die omens.
It says die humans, dipshit.
All right, well, there's no humans here, right?
Yes, there is.
Only the two of you.
I'm not a human. I mean, yes, I'm John Smith. I'm a human.
Him, me, and Thornton.
All
The only
right. Well, I would
non-human.
like all the enemies to know that I'm not actually human. All right. Yeah. Secrets out. I'm not human. Here, Womax, 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 Womax.
Uh,
I'm gonna look at the Baron and say, he's gonna get us all killed, isn't he?
he may get you killed. I think I'll be all right.
Oh,
All
really?
right. Noted. They can attack you then. Here, Womax, 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 Womax.
Ormax.
Warmax?
Ormax.
Yeah. Oh, hey, can I do a recall knowledge on these Warmaxes? Like, what's their brain going? What's going on in that brain?
Yeah, you can do a recall knowledge.
Like, I've gathered that they're humans, or they were humans. Oh, sorry, I didn't specify. I'm gonna just go ahead and do the 5 rolls. I already rolled 1.
The what?
Essentially, I can either roll 5 times or twice. The 5 times I get, I just don't get any of my other bonuses.
And you're doing the 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
39.
So you know that the Omax is often the byproduct of a corrupted soul, one that is left in the abyss, in the pits of the first plane of hell, Avernus, uncollected by demons or their followers, left to rot in their own devices.
Dope. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and change my facial expression on my mask to that of a demon.
Okay.
And here, Womax, 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 Womax.
As you draw closer, you hear a
Dope.
emanating from the crack just before you in the floor.
Oh, I'm taking a step back and singing my song, my sweet, sweet song of melody. First to fascinate them and then to make an impression.
Okay.
He's going to die. Bum, bum, bum.
So go ahead and roll.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Right.
You were trying to fascinate it with a performance, right?
Correct.
Go ahead and roll a performance then.
And that 54.
Now, if only you could roll so good in combat.
Yeah.
You are still hearing a coming from the crack in the wall, and Baron, he puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "If I may, stand aside."
Oh,
Oh, well,
please.
you have at it, Mr. Big Scary Man.
The Baron draws forth from a kind of a pouch on his side a small it almost looks like a leather coin purse, and he unfolds it, revealing a red powder. Taking a pinch of it, he blows a bit of it in the northern direction towards the crack in the wall. You hear him chant a demonic spell, and the stone around the crack begins to bubble and boil. You can hear a sizzle from beneath the cracks as the liquid rock begins to fill in every crack and crevice. A moment later, it begins to harden and almost glassy crystallization. He puts the satchel back in his pouch. That should seal the gap, at least for the time being. Enough for us to weather the storm.
Perfect.
Works for me. I'm going to make sure there's no other cracks.
Roll perception.
Not one.
There's definitely 100%, no doubt about it. Don't even need to think twice. No cracks whatsoever.
I'm going to think twice and do the same thing.
Okay.
38.
There does not appear to be any cracks.
Cool.
You doubted me.
Of course I did. The last time I didn't doubt you, you nearly died.
All right. Well, I would like to designate this entire space from here to this whole room.
Oh,
This is mine and Loot's brothel. No one else is allowed. This is our special time. I would like to thank him.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead. Did we establish if we're allowed to with like the brothel as an example? I forget where we landed on the.
After further reading, that would be a no.
Oh, whatever. I'm gonna put up some just like, like some like sexual things going on that we can watch while helping each other out. I won't go into detail unless you want me to.
I really don't.
It's some goblin on goblin action.
Looty likey.
Yeah. I'm gonna get Luke's input on this. We're gonna create the most just erotic scene we possibly could. And there's gonna be a curtain. Don't worry. You know what? No curtain. No curtain.
Loot seems very excited at the prospect and sees how uncomfortable Tristan is in particular. And he kind of nudges him in with his elbow, saying, "If you never been unless you go green."
That's for sure. You gotta try it. You can think of me.
Why would I want to think of you?
My mask can be anything. Anything.
Oh, God.
The Baron, having his arms crossed, looking down at the whatever it is that you and Loot are doing, kind of stands proper and says, "I suppose I'll go to the entrance. Tristan, would you care to join?"
Yep.
While they...
Yep. Yeah.
Do you want in on this, Baron? I mean, I can make some demon erotica too. I mean, I've never been with,
I'm okay. Thank you.
All right, well, we're here.
Pass.
I'm gonna go make friends with the demon Baron and
Thornton also joins. Not into the green.
Oh, Thornton, we can make some not green for you too. You saved my life too. You got almost equal dibs here.
How the fuck are they getting all the credit when I'm the one who killed the damn thing?
Yeah, but what did you do while I was dying? Just shoot it. That's right.
Yeah.
Nothing to do.
Prevented you from not...
No. You see, if you don't directly save my life, you didn't save my life.
I shoved a fucking health potion.
You know what? I take that back. Tristan, you're welcome here. Come on in. Come here. Come here, buddy.
Yep. I'm still walking away with the demon with the demon bear. I'm already gone.
All right, just me and Luke then.
Yep.
All right. What do you? Okay, so we'll hop over to Tristan and the Baron then. So now that you're back at the entrance, Baron kind of overlooks the entrance, kind of take and goes a step forward, kind of taking in, trying to estimate the length of the storm. Turning around, he kind of takes a knee and leans up against one of the rocks to relax his wings. So, mortal, I don't think you ever told me why it is that creatures such as yourselves would be so driven to save a lonely creature like the orc.
Well, suffice to say, my good Baron, we've lost a lot of friends along the way. And truth be told, I think that this is just a stepping stone with to see if we can perhaps bring back another few of the dearly departed. And unfortunately, pragmatism dictates that this orc be the first to resurrect if we do end up finding and resurrecting him, as he is the most recently deceased. And I suppose you could say he didn't so much die in the same way the others did. He sort of just fell through a portal. The others were, well, one of them was, killed, and the other one just drowned.
And once you have this orc to swell your ranks, you truly believe yourself strong enough to face a room board.
Maybe not alone. But we've been accumulating followers everywhere we've gone. And I have an appetite for conquest, truth be told.
Conquest, you say?
I don't care how many lives I need to sacrifice in order to achieve my goal.
And what is your goal?
I'm going to bring these Runelords to heal. Then, once I've stopped this war, I'm going to go and I'm going to shove something sharp, metal, and pointed through every single bureaucrat who made this damned crusade far harder than it needs to be. I'm going to dump their golden-clad carcasses in the nearest canal. I'm going to burn out their family trees. Then, I think I might annex a little land, fortify a position, maybe build a fleet, assemble an army, and go home.
And does that quest align with your compatriots as well?
What my compatriots don't know won't hurt them.
What happens if their interests contradict yours? What will you do then?
They're free to walk away and pursue their own interests. We found ourselves by happenstance if we dissolve our association at the end of our quest. Then, 'tis a shame, but the original members of our merry little band, there is only myself and another.
The other?
An elf. The elf. And if Anthar has a problem with what I intend to do, well, that's a little concern to him.
Well,
I would also be swift to remind him that his failures are not my own.
well, it seems that your interests do not contradict mine. Therefore, I wish you the best on your quest. As foolhardy as they seem to be.
Well, in the same way with our deal. Either way, you don't lose. Though I am curious, you are a lord of hell. You possess infinite power on a scale most mortals could not comprehend. What interest do you have in conquest?
My interests lie in the collection of able-bodied souls to fill our ranks, the destruction of the demon kind is an eternal quest, not to be confused with myself of Devilkin. That is why I find myself intrigued in your foolish errand to retrieve your friend. At the very least, I shall have a very fine seat once you meet the Infernal Duke. And he will decide what exactly will be done with you.
Would it not be in your interest to perhaps lend aid in this endeavor?
Only if that aid were to align with my liege lord.
Yes, I do suppose we would have to determine that.
In any case, the storm should pass in a day or so. Then I will take you to the Forked Pyre. And with any luck, perhaps you will indeed have an audience with the infernal Duke Fergus.
Fergus? His name is Fergus.
Fergus, aye.
Interesting.
Though, if I may be so bold as to give you some free advice.
Don't turn down the water at his place.
Don't insult him. He's far more powerful and wise than you could possibly comprehend.
I mean, if the man has lived for millennia, I would assume so. I would also drastically hope so.
Not only that, but he is one of the arch-fiends, the infernal dukes of Avernus, of which there are only a few. There are only two more powerful than he in this plane. That of Barbatos, the archdevil of Avernus, and Asmodeus himself, the god of hell. That is to say, the Archduke Fergus is a god in his own right, having his own followers. I tell you this only to warn you not to press your luck too far. He enjoys polite conversation, a wager, and deals as all us devils do. But I would not insult him, nor would any in his courts.
If I may speak candidly.
I thought that's what we were doing.
It's good to know that we are on the same page. Unfortunately, your ilk and your kin have a bit of a reputation for not quite stating everything there is in a conversation. If I'm going to make a deal, I need to ensure that it is mutually beneficial, not one sided nor short term. And I suppose you have a bit of a sense of my wariness in deals with devils. Is there anything me or my compatriots would need to fear in accepting guest rights, food, drink, hospitality at the Archduke's court?
None, so long as you're polite about it.
Hmm.
There's nothing the Archduke hates more than rudeness,
Hmm.
especially to those below him. But he is one that will make a fair deal
Hmm.
if presented opportunity.
Hmm.
Though the balance of power is always something to be considered.
Hmm.
As I see it, you find yourself in a interesting predicament. By my reckoning, you have perhaps a day, half a day's water left.
Indeed.
And how do you plan on returning to the mortal realm? Do you have any evacuation plan? This is something that has been festering in my mind. Assuming that you are successful in your quest, how will you return?
I suppose we would have to throw ourselves on the mercies of the Archduke, would we not? We couldn't very well honor the terms of our agreements if we did not have a speedy exit from his realm.
Indeed.
One could say it would be in the interest of a mutual exchange to ensure that we leave the plains of hell at all.
Perhaps. That is for the archdevil to decide, I suppose. In any case, I suggest that you rest for now. You'll need your strength. We have a day's travel yet ahead before we reach the forts.
Another question before I retire.
Go on.
Why the interest in me in particular?
You carry weight about you. Us demons, devils of Avernus have a keen sense of those that come down. Most are mere pawns to bolster forces or to feed soul gems, but there are some rare few that are perhaps more useful than others.
Hmm.
In either case, you will either make for an interesting story or a disappointing climax. I'm just curious to see which.
I suppose time will tell. I'm gonna pull my hood over my head and just kind of doze off.
All right. Well, with that, I think we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. back. So after about a day's rest, it seems that the firestorm outside the cavern finally dissipates to a point where you can consider venturing forth and onwards on your journey. In such time, Tristan and Baron Telemont spend some time conversing with one another, along with Lieutenant Thornton. Meanwhile, John and Lute indulge in their more baser instincts. Well, shall we continue to the fort spire?
Well,
I suppose we shall.
I mean, unless there's another one of those little, like, slime things that I can make friends with.
No.
Come on, we only tried once.
No.
Okay.
Oh, and John,
Yes.
when we get to the Archdemon's court,
Yes.
the mouth under the mask.
Oh, you mean my best quality, my wit?
Yeah. Keep it shut.
Oh, but what if I?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I got you.
No. No, not at all. Not at all. You keep your mouth shut and you let me do the talking. You understand?
Yeah. This is my mask winking, by the way. Just so
Tristan's gonna look at Thornton to verify, like, is he winking at me right now?
Honestly, sir, I can't always tell.
Okay, Thornton, Lute. When we
What?
Get to, yeah. Okay, so when we get to the Archdemon's court,
Yeah.
I don't care what you two have to do. He doesn't talk at all.
Have you met him?
You say whatever you want, Luke.
Lute, I don't care if you have to shove something down that orifice of his.
I think we did that last night.
Yeah, we did. High five.
He high fives.
Yeah.
I don't care if you have to do it again. Make sure he doesn't talk.
Wait. Noted. All right. Noted. All right. Things go. Okay, I know what to do if things go wrong. Gotcha.
We're in so much trouble when we get there.
Baron Talamont kind of is looking down at all this unfolding, and you can kind of see a face that can be only described as fuck.
Tristan's gonna look to the Baron and be all like, if he opens his mouth, hit him with another lightning bolt, please.
Oh, don't worry. I don't have to open my mouth.
Just try to keep your mouth shut unless you have something polite to say to the Infernal Duke.
Okay, I get it. He's got a complex issue. I know how to deal with people with complex issues.
One of his power has no such complex.
Oh, look at me. I'm a high level, so automatically my dick got bigger. Nah, it's complex.
You're going to have to hit him with another lightning bolt.
You do realize that the Duke can kill us all with a snap of his fingers, right?
Well, yeah. But would he want to?
If you insult him, then yes.
I won't insult him that way.
Try not to. Well, are you ready for the journey ahead?
Yep.
Yeah.
Very well. Kind of steps out from the cavern back into the burning inferno of Avernus. And again, launches up using his bat wings to gain about 100 feet altitude and begins to fly northward. takes about a day's journey to make it to uh, the edge of the Fort Tapire Fort, at which in which time you completely run out of water, and you're both now fatigued one from dehydration, which means
What?
you're going to take a -1 to AC and saves.
Fuck.
About a half a mile outside the gate, from the front gates, Baron Telemont drops down and um, kind of waits for you to approach on your mounts. When you finally make it to your mounts, he then begins to walk towards the front gates. If we come across any guards, it's best that I do the talking. Understand?
Sure.
It's not often that living mortals make it this far into hell. All right, coming up on the fort. You see a mighty iron citadel of the infernal Duke Furcus, built on a powerful cascade of roaring lava atop a raging volcano. It comprises of the citadel, facilitating 3 spiked black towers looming ominously over the valley. The cracked whips and marching of demon soldiers echoes in the stonework as you make your way to the articular gate.
Okay, now look at that and tell me he doesn't have a complex issue. Tell me.
Like smack John in the back of the head.
Quiet you.
Immediately smack John in the back of the head. Also, I want to say this. Tristan is still wearing that dirty rag over his eyes with the slits cut in. So
Yeah.
I know.
Awesome.
Uh,
Wait,
up-
I hold up. Do I know? I forget it. I always forget if I know.
you
that
still think I'm blind? Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Oh Lord. Okay.
I like to assume that John is just kind of like assumes that Tristan just has that Daredevil Chirrut Imwe from Rogue One, like super sense.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, Tristan can't see, but he can basically see.
Yeah.
Like, I assume that John just like assumes it's some angel, some Asimar bullshit, and just doesn't think about it too much.
Mm-hmm.
Until Tristan eventually tells him that he is.
So leading your group to the main gate, the Baron raises his hand and chanting an incantation. Red lettering rips over the stonework and the iron fortress gate and almost seems to burn within the metalwork. It turns black, and then the gate opens, and before you, you can see the courtyard of the Fort Tapire Fort, filled to the brim with demons of all sorts, horned and massive in their scale and number. A few of them ushering smaller squadrons and battalions in formation, as though they're practicing for a war on the brink. The Baron, ensuring that you are following behind, leads you through a ramp leading up to the main gate of the front door of the fortress, which is kind of cracked open. leading you from passage to passage, corridor to corridor. You finally make your way to the foyer before the great throne room. Before you is a great set of iron doors that towers 50 feet high. It is made of iron that twists and folds as though it were at one point made of a liquid metal cooled to a solid structure. Around you are chattering gaggles of lesser demons. Some jabber amongst themselves, acting, talking, actively taking a glance at you as though you were a misplaced party in the hold. Their gaze holding a menacing in fashion. The Baron turns to you. Wait here while I ensure your audience is approved. Try not to do anything stupid.
Sounds good.
No promises.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on him.
The Baron, going through the 50-foot iron door and into the next room over, leaves you alone with a group of demons all around you. One in particular has a very ominous gaze on you. With a forked spear on one hand, he draws closer to you.
I would like to start singing. I'm going to play. You know what? I'm going to play the. No, we're in hell. I'm going to play like the most devilish, fucked up, like lullaby. You know how most lullabies have like some deep, deep meaning? I'm going to play a lullaby that's dark.
Oh, God.
Such as?
Oh, well, put me on the spot like that. Rockabye Baby. I'm singing Rockabye Baby to them.
Okay.
It has a dark sub meaning.
And what's your intention on doing this?
I'm going to fascinate him and everyone else. And then I'm gonna make an impression. It's a two-parter.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a performance check then.
That is 43.
Okay. Some of the lesser demons seem to be kind of intrigued by your lyre playing, but some of the more foreboding and larger looking demons, they seem unaffected.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and play my whatever Ragnarok song I might have in my repertoire that involves things literally rising up from hell and taking over. I'm gonna play that song, but put like a metal spin on it. I'm a level 16 bard. I should be able to put a metal spin on things.
Okay. How are you trying to make an impression? Yes?
Yes, now I'm trying to make an impression. Impress them, if you will.
And you're doing that just by playing music or through a magic?
It's through a skill feat. So I can use make an impression. I can use performance to make an impression instead of diplomacy.
Okay. I'm just going to have you use that same roll just here and in the future if you're going to do those together just to speed things along.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems that a couple of them seem intrigued.
Is the
This
one in front intrigued by both of those? Because I can re-roll it if he isn't.
doesn't seem to be. He
Oh,
seems more fascinated than anything.
okay, but not impressed. Oh, I already re-rolled the performance check this today. Oh wait, no, we slept. Everything's reset, right?
Yes.
New day. Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
I'll re-roll the performance check on the dude and also everybody, I guess. Oh no. How'd it go from a 4 to a 3? 42.
This particular demon steps forward. What are you doing in the Infernal Duke's fortress? Mortals of such low caliber have no bearing on this court.
This dude has a will save at least 42, tagging you in. I'm just gonna step back and let Tristan take care of this one.
Tristan is going to step in the man's direct or in the demon's direction and say, "Our business is our own. As you can see, we were escorted by a baron of hell. My question is, why would one such as yourself question the motivations and machinations of those who are very clearly your superior?"
My superior, I will have you know that I am Baron Merathrax the second.
Ah, second. Interesting. And I must ask, are you so concerned with the appearance of mortals that you see the need to bandy your weight about in a most undignified fashion? I wonder what the Archduke would have to say about such blatant rudeness to visitors who came here of their own free will and with no hostile intent. I hear that he is a man of remarkable and impeccable taste and mannerisms, and he abhors rudeness. I wonder what he would say about your behavior while he is not around. Hmm?
Roll diplomacy.
I'm half tempted to make that just a fucking cold ass threat.
Seems more like diplomacy than threat, unless you're
It's
actually
very
threatening.
much, it's more diplomacy than it is a threat. Absolutely. I'm also, again, at just fucking shocked that again John starts something and Tristan has to bail it out.
Start. I was trying to solve it. It just
You
failed me.
opened your mouth and suddenly Tristan needs to fix it up. That's a 38, by the way.
Well, we'll see what the Baron has to say once he gets a look at you, human. And he walks off.
Farewell, Baron the Second. Your barrenness.
A couple moments more pass, and let's see. You see Baron Telmont and what seems to be a pit fiend. Whoa. I don't know if you can. Here's what we'll do. So Baron Telemont comes out, and behind him is a pit fiend. And both of you roll a recall knowledge. No, scratch that. The pit fiend steps forward, kind of looking down on you, his enormous stature towering over even Tristan. Well. It has been a long time since I've seen 7.6.
You met us before?
How could you forget? It was
Oh, this is the dude from the dam.
Well. I
What's up,
see.
bro? We haven't met yet. I'm John.
You found your way home, did you not?
I did indeed. And you found your way to Avernus. That is unexpected.
I suppose that different paths sometimes lead to the same castle, do they not?
Indeed, they appear to be.
What fortuitous circumstances.
The
Indeed.
Duke, the Baron, tells me that you wish to have an audience with the Infernal Duke.
I do. Is that something you could facilitate?
It is within my power, as Viscount of this court.
Viscount indeed.
It is good to be back in the politics of this court, of the devil kind. And it is a game that I like to think that I play well. Though, I must admit, it is curious that you would wish so much to be reunited with your orcish friend, to come all the way down to Avernus to retrieve his soul.
Well, Urag is a means to an end, you see. It is not only the members of the Devil's Court who can play adept games of political. You see.
You got to speak up, Trista.
Oh.
Your mic's struggling to pick you up.
Oh, yeah. It is not only the devils and the court of devils that can engage in a bit of political machinations. There are many other games to play, after all.
Indeed, there are. Tell me this.
Yes.
To what ends will you go to retrieve your friend's soul?
As far as I must, within reason. There is such a thing as breaking yourself against the mountain. As it stands, some tasks are merely insurmountable or unachievable with some present circumstances, but if one is able to challenge oneself to those higher intensities and higher aspirations, one has a, shall we say, obligation to attempt to do so. Even through failure to achieve such heights or achieve such goals, one can always learn new things, gain new allies, and achieve a different perspective that may lead to long-term goals in unconventional and surprising ways. After all, when we met you, you were but a conduit for stability. And it was the intervention of a few unremarkable adventurers that led you back here. And now here we are again, at the precipice of another crossroads.
Indeed. Well, as it so happens, the Archduke, the Infernal Duke, is in a rather favorable mood.
Indeed.
And with my blessing, of course, perhaps he will indeed see you. I must admit, this is unexpected. series of events, is it not? I suppose an audience is in order, even though my debt to you is, of course, paid with my knowledge of the dam. I am intrigued by a request.
I wouldn't dream of recalling another debt after a deal made between honest sentients
Then,
was upheld.
well then, are you fortified enough to meet the Infernal Duke?
We could do with a little bit of water.
Drinks come after bargains are struck, I'm afraid.
Hmm. And I suppose we can. I suppose we can manage for the time being.
There's a strong lad. Baron, I. uh, oh, just a moment. I got one.
Oh,
So, Baron, I believe your services are well rendered. I'll take it from here. The Baron kind of steps awkwardly. Sir, I had thought that I would introduce them to the Infernal Duke myself. I'm afraid your services are no longer required. I will be stepping in. Thank you, Baron. Baron, kind of surprised, takes a half step back, then bows to the Viscount, a Vaxiel.
my good Baron.
Adventurer.
Know that we are not in the business of allowing aid to go unrewarded, nor do we forget our friends. Think not of the good Viscount overtaking your duties, nor does that lessen any of the remarkable work you have done so far. We shall always remember what you have done for us. And good deeds rarely go unsung, if you catch my drift.
Kind of looks at you with kind of looks you up and down with the intriguing stare, scoffs, and gives you and the rest of the party a shallow bow. Perhaps we'll meet again. We shall see.
You stand as a paragon of your peerage, my good Baron. Much more so than the unpleasant fellow we met while you were away.
He then twists and walks down the corridor back towards the entrance of the fort. If you are ready, you may now meet the Infernal Duke. Though I must warn you, be careful of the words that you use. There's nothing he has greater disdain for than rudeness. And it's best to keep your weapons sheathed. He's more powerful than you could imagine. More powerful than I.
Tristan's gonna kind of bite the back of his tongue and say, "Well, when we met you, you weren't exactly the most powerful thing either."
I assume you don't say that.
Oh, fuck no.
All right. He leads you through the great iron door, and you see before you as you are ushered into the throne room, you are astounded by its grand nature and blistering heat. Lava flows run in the channels that border the uh, the gr- uh, the staring crowd of hideous demons, their gaze locked on your every move through the hall. At the end of the chamber is a set of stairs leading to a spiked throne made not uh, made not for a man, but for a more centaurian creature. Furcus, with his bone-like skin, sits on the throne, and his trident of fire resting across his lap. He looks down on you as you approach. When you finally make it to the bottom of the stairway, directed by Viscount Avaxiel, Avaxiel drops to one knee and bows to the infernal duke. He looks at you.
Oh,
Bow, you fools.
Oh, as soon as he starts to go to a knee, I was already going to a knee.
Yeah, I'll bow.
Tristan's been at court before. He knows how this shit goes.
Before you is a demon that looks oddly like a man, but for his rear half that seems almost centaurian. His entire body covered with a bony like armor, and beside him, in one hand, the three tridents of fire, a sigil of his power and prowess. He sports a crown of reeves and looks at you with a blanket, almost uh, almost removed stare. The Viscount speaks. Infernal Duke Furcus, Knight of the Laurels, Sentinel of Dis, Archduke of the Forked Pyre Fortress. I have brought for you this party of adventurers called the Sandpoint Six. They seek your audience, your grace, and quest for that which is lost. The Archduke Furcus raises a brow, looking down on you, meager company. Is that right? You wish to have an audience with me? Speak.
Yes, sir, your greatness, sir.
My noble Archduke, we are, as your good Viscount said, a band of adventurers. They're only in, taking your precious time. in the pursuit of a companion of ours, a most dear friend, who we lost while battling uh, a denizen of your realm. A denizen who was only brought forth into our world through the machinations of someone who dared to use one of your subjects as a pawn in a battle they could not win against us. I speak, of course, of Urag the Destroyer. Was but maybe, say, 3 weeks ago in our world that Urag passed into your realm.
The Viscount speaks. Oh. Man. There you go. The Viscount speaks. Your Grace, this is the same Urag that challenged Count Malabranche to a duel, a soul duel, and was so fatally bested by his gracious count.
Sounds like Urag.
Is that right? Well, it is interesting that you wish to shave your friend, so foolish as she is, to attempt a duel against one of my best lieutenants, Count Malebranche. Is this the sort of company that you keep?
More that such company found us by happenstance, much in the way that your good Viscount came to make our association. Well, it isn't so much that we kept his company and that his company found his way to us. And he is useful, much in the way a hammer is useful when faced with a nail.
And you wish to retrieve him. But why? Why should I allow this? His soul is now mine. And I see no reason to relinquish it.
Well, we do kill a lot of people in our way. Maybe the next, 10 people we kill can be yours.
I understand that the devils maintain a standing army for your eternal crusade against the demon kind. Nasty creatures that.
Indeed.
While if the prowess of your Baron is anything to go by, I assume that the devils need very little in the way of martial skill or ability, but as a man of martial skill myself, I know that it is better to keep a standing army than it is to rely on the skills of the elite few. Ergo, you maintain the souls as a way to feed your military machine, your might, maintain your advantage, keep your foot on their throat, yes?
Oh, yes. But you discount the usefulness of what we call around here useful idiots. One such as your Urag friend. Certainly he was unshootable to the duel against Count Malebranche. But he, as you said, is useful as a hammer is to a nail.
Quite.
Useful tool to add to my arsenal.
Well,
Why should I relinquish such a useful tool.
Well, one could.
Even for 100, 1,000 pawns, a knight is much more capable.
I would assume.
Well, I mean, we do kill quite a few more than 1,000 pawns.
John,
I mean,
John,
if you let us, and Urag especially, he likes to
John,
kill a lot of people.
John.
He will add to your ranks.
John, the adults are talking.
If I may, my lord, my grace. Viscount Avaxiel speaks. It has come to my understanding that this group has a particularly rare blessing on their weaponry. One that might be useful against a Runelord that has long evaded our capture. His soul would be most useful. Aiding them in their endeavor may prove more fruitful than keeping the Urei creature. Is this true? Do you have a blessing capable of killing a Runelord?
Well, yeah.
Tristan will kind of lower his hand to his sword and then look to the arch demon as if to say, with your permission.
He raises his hand, and without your touch, your blade is removed from its scabbard. Do you make any attempt on it?
Tristan will like kind of remove his hand aside and be like, okay, this is your castle. But just kind of the thing of like, all right, but I am going to want that back.
The blade hovers towards the Archduke until it's within about 5 feet or so of his grace. He waves his hand again, reading the runes on the blade. Intriguing. You do, in fact, have the blessing of a runewell on your weaponry. Though, and he kind of flings his hand, and in an instant, the blade recovers to your sheath with in almost like a flash of air. Though a boy can hold his father's sword, it does not mean he can wield it in battle. You may indeed have the runes needed to slay a Runelord, but you have the ferocity, the tenacity, the will, the drive needed for such a task. I wonder.
The ferocity we were planning on getting from Urad.
My good Archduke, if we, mere mortals, are willing to risk damnation to retrieve a friend from hell, does it not speak to our ambitions and our drives to pursue an overwhelmingly, well, almost insurmountable challenge that exists in our world? Surely you must know from your Viscount and from the good Baron of some of our ambitions and how some of them may so align with your own.
Perhaps. Though, indeed, perhaps a demonstration is in order. If I'm to release your Urag back to you, and you are to retrieve the Runelord soul for a varnish,
A moment,
I would like
my
some
good Baron.
guarantee that you are capable of such a journey.
My good Baron, you spoke of Urag, and you used my analogy of a hammer for nails. It is not inaccurate to label Urag as a tool or a weapon. I dare say the orc himself would define himself as such in a way. But I take you for the man of integrity that you do, one has to wonder if you did not gain such a tool or a weapon through less than honest means. Urag did not come to you through the traditional means of being slain in battle. He was pushed through a portal well before his time by rather drastic measures. And I dare say, if I know Urag as well as I assume I do, he probably is not too unhappy here with the endless hordes and the constant battle. Whether it was the hordes of hell or the clashes of Valhalla, I dare say Urag would find no better way to spend eternity than covered in blood and gore, than axe in hand, challenging opponents well out of his league. If Urag is truly happy here, and you are satisfied with his service in your ranks, by all means, you may keep him. We merely need you to return him to our service for a moment, so we may send the souls of the Runelords on their merry way. And then, if you desire having the knight bolster your ranks, I'm sure he would be amenable to continuing to slay and be content down here for eternity. And
Oh, yes.
happiness.
Oh, yes. Your plan is intriguing. Though it is faulty in one major criteria. It assumes that even with Urag bolstering your ranks, that you can indeed defeat a Runelord. Here, have you ever heard of infernal wager? Has this phrase ever graced your ears?
No, but I suppose through context I can put together the pieces.
I enjoy deals, wages, bargains, and the like. And my men, they've been lacking in some entertainment for some time. And to see mortals, even meager mortals in combat, would be a highlight to them and ensure their morale. I suggest this. Crushing two birds with one stone, as it were. If you can best one of my lieutenants, in fact, the very one that bested Urag in single combat, then yes, I will return him to you. I'll even ensure your safe return to the mortal realm. But if you're unable to best the Count Malebranche, then any soul claimed in the combat will become mine.
I'll take those odds.
6 against 1. Seems the odds are in your favor.
Would we be fighting as we are now, or would we be restored to our full capacity?
I'll ensure that you are well equipped for any food, drink, and potions needed to bring you back to your full fighting capability. Anything less would be a disappointment, frankly.
Do we get to fight as a team or is it one-on-one?
Oh, it's all of us against one.
Oh,
But the one is a fucking
we got
archdevil.
this. We're the Sandpoint 6. We can do this.
A single mortal against Count Malebranche would be over far too quickly. Though our party, a company such as yourselves, will at least bolster some entertainment.
Oh, it'll be entertaining, all right. Let's do it.
Another question before we proceed with naming terms and drinks and so on.
Go
if I
on.
may beg a selfish indulgence, I suppose an accurate term.
You may beg.
I have an understanding that a lord of the underworld such as yourself would have some knowledge of the dearly departed. Perhaps where they go after death.
I have some knowledge in such matters. Any in particular?
A few. I find myself towards the end of our journey and towards the conclusion of our quest, fostering some curiosity about some of our members and some people who no longer are in this world. And if you would be so kind and generous as to offer some information as to where they may be, I would be most appreciative. If I overstep, I do apologize, but I figured there might not be any harm in asking. As a matter of curiosity, I don't seek to bring them back, merely to know where they were, or where they are.
Roll diplomacy.
Tristan's literally just asking if he can ask about after a few people, essentially. 38.
Intriguing.
Wait, 39.
An intriguing thought. I will give you this. Should you find yourself victorious against my count, I will tell you the circumstance of one such companion and who that companion might be.
Would you answer me a question?
Depends on the question.
The people that killed my wife, did I get all of them?
Tristan's looking over at him like, wait a minute, what the fuck?
There is one more that eluded you.
Where? I want to know where. I want to know it all.
Would you rather know where this elusive creature is, or the whereabouts of your dearly departed? You may only have one.
Luke, get back here.
What the fuck is this? The plot thickens.
He said he will only tell us the location of your departed or my next victim.
John, what did I say about keeping secrets from the group?
My wife is of my business.
Really? So you would have me sacrifice knowledge of a companion who trusted me completely so that you could continue some sort of secret quest that you will not even disclose to me. How am I to trust you, John? And why
That's
not?
pretty straightforward. I'm here to write the story of you all killing Karzog and going through hell. I didn't tell you anything about the rest of my past, nor should I. My wife is my business, and my business alone.
Tristan's going to look to the Archduke and the Viscount and say, Gentlemen, you seem you are an unbiased party in these matters. What would you determine to be the more fair end of said deal?
As it so happens, I have with me, and he kind of flicks his wrist. A fate key. Should it land on one, your answers will be told. Shall it land on the other answers shall be told.
I have a counter proposal. The great Duke Lord said that he would like more soldiers in his ranks. If he just tells me, if he tells both of us, I will add any 3 soldiers to his ranks by killing them. I will kill any 3 people once this Karzog business is all said and done. Any 3, or die trying.
Any 3.
Well, within reason. I mean, there's... Yes, this is for the wife.
That is an intriguing proposition.
Oh, fuck.
Certainly more enticing than yours. And he looks at Tristan.
I think this is bold talk for a man who nearly died to a slime creature not too long ago.
Bitch, you've never seen me try. You've never seen me try.
One of us escaped that encounter unscathed. The other had to be resurrected. You trust this man to deliver him his end of the deal when such a minor creature takes him down so quickly.
You know what? On second thought, I only want that deal if he doesn't get his answer.
That's actually kind of
Well, shoulder. And he looks at Tristan. Your friend offers me 3 shoals for his information. What do you offer?
The spoils of conquest.
Gold and silver mean little down here. Wealth is measured not in ore, but in shoals.
To which I referred.
Both of you roll diplomacy check.
Sorry.
Not rolling too bad on diplomacy. 36.
So. Is he whatever the other one was? Not human, but
he's an infernal, essentially.
Yeah, he's not human.
Non-human creature.
Non-human, yeah.
Hold. I hold on, if this makes a difference.
What was yours, Tristan?
36.
Mine's 40 or 42, depending on that distinction.
Fuck you.
Very well. You creature. And he looks towards John. Should you prove yourself capable of besting my count just before passing through the portal, I will tell you where to find this last individual. And in exchange, you shall kill 3 named persons before your life comes to an end. Is that agreed?
Agreed.
And you as a party, you will attempt to best Count Malabranche in single combat in the arena. And should you prove yourselves successful, I will return you all to the mortal realm to fulfill your quest and to kill the Runelord. But if you are unsuccessful, any felon souls will become mine. Are we agreed?
I suppose we have an accord.
Agreed.
Very well. A toast to our newfound agreement. And he flips his wrist, and in his hand manifests a golden goblet ordained with silver, diamonds, jewels of all sorts. And in before you, a silver goblet, plain but masterfully made. And within it, a cup of finely fermented wine. Shall we drink?
I will take up the cup and say, I suppose we shall.
Lahan.
He takes his glass, taking a sip.
We'll repeat the motion.
Then the agreement is made in blood. As soon as he says blood, you feel a prick from the goblet's stem, and the blood that runs from your finger begins to swing and swing and swing around the plain
shit
around the plain goblet, ornating it with your own blood. It solidifies and almost seems a ruby red in contrast to the silver. Viscount, see that our guests are well endowed with everything that they need before their combats. It shall be a revealing enterprise.
Oh man, I thought I was gonna get a bottle of Extends.
Tristan, upon the words revealing, looks over at John and then just shoots back the rest of the wine.
And with that, the Viscount bows down to the Baron, one knee on the ground, and looks at you, kind of gesturing to do the same.
I fall into a very deep bow.
Yeah, same.
The Viscount backs up, not revealing his back to the Archduke or the Infernal Duke until he's about 20 paces away from the crux of the throne.
We'll do that. I will do that as well. I guess we follow suit.
He then ushers you away from the throne room. Man. Away from the throne room and to a side chamber The Viscount looks at you. Well done. I had half expected you to be a head shorter by the end of that conversation.
We are not unused to mingling with higher society.
Seems that is evident. Well, I will see you to your rooms. You will rest. Tomorrow, the fun begins.
Yeah, it does.
I suppose it does. Tristan gives John a glance like, we're talking about this later.
He begins to step through a corridor and kind of takes a glance at you to see if you're following and leads you down a series of corridors until you find yourself in a very fine suite. Certainly one of kind of a Gaelic or Gothic style. A burning fireplace with a eternal flame behind it. Walls made of fiery warm to the touch stone. And everything crested with a kind of a melatonin tone, a melatonin color of both red and golds, laced and trimmed with a golden trim. Very fine suite for the entire party. Enough feathery beds for each of you. And I think that's where we're going to end it tonight.
Hell yeah.
Well, I guess the next one is going to be the one where the gang fights a demon.
Not only a demon.
Oh, yeah, a devil.
But Count Malabranche. A devil of unsurpassed power.
Meh.
Well, with that, thank you so much to those watching now and to those watching later. Till next time.
See you later, guys.